Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with you on a sneak peek at next week, episode number 720 for comics originally coming out March the 29th and March the 30th. Boy, Drew, we are through 3 months of this year already. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shop this coming Tuesday and Wednesday, Drew, what else do we got to talk about in the world of comics before we jump into all the cool things?
Well, you know what they say in comics? They say every comic could be somebody's first comic, and you got to make it accessible for people. And you know what we do is we kind of like gloss over some things. We have a little shortcut between ourselves because we've been doing this for 720 episodes, and we just assume every listener's with us the whole time, right?
But of
and
course,
knows everything. But you know, we gloss over Kowabunga a lot. You know, this guy's Kowabunga sends us this, and Kowabunga. We don't really talk about them. I thought we could reiterate our LCS is Kowabunga Comics out of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, and their mail order company, Deep Discount Comics, and why we use them. Kyle and I used to be with DCBS for years.
We had a local just up the
true.
road from us at one point in time.
Yeah.
That local didn't really know our name.
In the 2010s, we were at a brick and mortar store. Yes. And what happened there? We lost out on Saga 1, right?
Yeah.
That was the big one. We didn't get Saga 1 in our
a lot of lays. Yeah. Things we'd just be like, sorry you missed it, even though you ordered it and already handed us money. Maybe I'll try to get you a reprint. And that wasn't what we were, that wasn't our game.
Yes. And we'd ask about second prints and they'd laugh. No, we can't get those. What? Anyway, it was awful. So we went DCBS for a while, which, you know, discounts are cool, right? The discounts on comics were great. Shipping was pretty solid. We didn't really have any shipping issues, I didn't think. Not too bad. That I can remember. Well, that's not true. There were some shipping issues. But the customer service was lousy. And at the time, we were spending a ton of money on comics. And, you know, we weren't like the heaviest of hitters, but we had to be, you know, in the upper percentile of spend.
100%.
And so, not that should matter. All customers should be treated with dignity and respect. But, you know, you'd send an email and you'd get a response maybe 4 or 5 days later. You know, and it'd be, you know, you try to add a second print to your order. You try to add something from FOC that you knew about, and it just never worked. You could never get it. You could never communicate fast enough with them and get any kind of confirmation. Stuff would just get canceled, and we just didn't know why. It was just it just didn't work for us, and it just got madder and madder and madder. And I don't.
And
remember.
we had one shipment that all of our, because we always bought everything bagged and board, and we had one shipment that none of our stuff was bagged and board, and it was all damaged, and they never actually did anything about it.
Oh yeah, that was a bad one. Now, how did we connect with Eric? Did I meet Eric first? I did, right? I met Eric first on the other show that I was doing with John.
Correct.
Yeah, so over on his forum, I met him over there and somehow connected, and he was talking about spinning up this service. He was going to do mail order. Did we do mail order before we met him at C2E2 or after?
Yeah, we were doing, yes. Yeah, we were doing mail order at the time.
With him or with DCBS?
Correct.
Which one?
With DCBS. With DCBS.
Yeah. So we were with DCBS when we met him at C2E2, I think. And got to see the shop, and then they were talking about spinning up this mail order thing, and we were like, well, we're not happy. We'll do it. And we went there, and we were actually invoice number 00001. We were the very first their very first customer, which was kind of cool. And they've been nothing short of fantastic, customer service wise, discounts. They were very close, if not the same or better than DCBS on a lot of things. Over and above customer service wise, always taking care of us, and just going the extra mile, and so responsive, getting instantaneous responses back to questions about things, and to the point where knowing the stuff you like and anticipating your needs and having it suggested that you might want to add this to your order already before you even have to think about it. That's kind of cool. And just a really quality experience. So we love working with Kowabunga and Deep Discount, and that's why they're in our show notes every single episode, and have been for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes. That we leave them there because we like them. They're cool, good people, and that's why they're in there. So for those of you who don't really know what we're talking about when we mention Kowabunga, or we don't really go deep dive into who they are every single episode, it's because we assume you've been listening forever. But if you haven't, now you know. So
There you go.
by God, they'd tell you to, if you've got a local comic book shop that you love, stay with them, because everybody needs to support their local comic shops. But if you're looking, check them out, and you can check them out in the show notes. There's plenty of ways to get a hold of them. Either get on their list, just so you can check and see what kind of FOC and pre-order stuff they have and the discounts, and they'll send it to you each month, get you on that email list. And you can check out their shop, because they have a great shop of exclusive Kowabunga variants, amazing stuff that you can only get through them, pretty much guaranteed to increase in value, all of them, because they're awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base with that, expand a little bit on that, because we rarely discuss them in any depth. We just mention them and just assume everybody knows. And I was thinking, it's been a long time.
Take them for granted that they're always going to be there for us, and so far they have.
Yes, they've always been there for us, and we take them for granted. So, yeah, there you go. Now you know. And Kyle, last week I said, that DC Connect is out already. Should we jump ahead, or should we do one more in the current previews? And we hem-hawed and straddled the fence, and we talked about let's do the back half. And it was kind of disappointing, wasn't it? It was a disappointing back half.
It very much was. So I am excited to jump to the new DC Connect, which is April for June, if you can believe that. Yeah. We are starting with the Justice League Are Dead Dark Crisis. June 2022. Got all kinds of cool stuff. And the first book we're starting with, we are still in the Batman saga, of course, with Batman 124.
It's Batman Aftermath, right? Shadow War Aftermath. Yeah.
Shadow War, yep.
And the Poison Ivy backup.
Was G. Willow Wilson always writing? Yeah, the backup?
No. I don't think so.
So this is the start of a new backup after Shadow War as well.
I think.
But we have a Delato variant. We have a Filia Bratukin, 1 in 25. A Jock, 1 in 50. And a Amy Reeder Pride variant. All kinds of good covers on that one.
And then we go Dark Crisis.
Now,
now we go Dark Crisis.
Now we're into Josh Crisis. So we go from Joshua Williamson to Joshua Williamson.
Yeah. And they say Crisis on Infinite Earths, Infinite Crisis, Final Crisis, and now Dark Crisis. So this is one of the official crises. One of the official events. Now you can't sit this out. This is the blockbuster event of the summer. You're gonna have to read this, right?
Yeah, you have to.
And are you going to? Are you going to, or are you going to sit it out?
7 issues, 40 pages. Yeah, I'm going to read this. Especially since I see a pretty good bit of Nightwing in this. So, man.
Look at some of this art, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Who is that? Who's doing this art interior?
The interior art is Daniel Sampier.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Unless those are covers. Theirs might be covers.
The covers are different covers, and then down when you get to the different heads, you get everything from Disco Nightwing up through current stuff here and all the art in progress.
That's an interior. That's an interior page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, I like that. What's this thing about? Epic event, years in the making. Soup, Batman, Wonder Woman, rest of the Justice League are dead. Remaining heroes are left to protect the world from an onslaught of violent attacks by DC's greatest villains. Can the legacy heroes step out of the shadows of the classic heroes to form a new Justice League? And will that be enough to stop a darkness greater than anything they've ever faced from destroying everything? Yeah. Yep. I mean,
maybe.
we knew this was coming. And I think, is there enough people that are going to be okay with following this, or have they checked out because not my Justice League?
Yeah,
I think there's always going to be some danger there. And now we're going to start the tie-ins, the wave of tie-ins for Dark Crisis.
Yep. Starting with Dark Crisis, Young Justice #1, Megan Fitzmartin, and with art by Laura Braga. Crisis has always been devastating impacts on the generations of heroes that make up Young Justice, and Dark Crisis will hit them even harder. Tim Drake, Impulse, and Superboy go missing during the Justice League's funeral. The only person concerned enough to find them, Cassie Sandmark, a.k.a. Wonder Girl. But the 3 boys of Young Justice aren't on this earth anymore. They're on the world of their dreams, one they may never want to leave. So, interesting.
So this is going to be a real Gen Z cash grab, right? We're going to try to get some youthful readers interested.
And you can see where they're doing the thing that I loved the most about New 52 is like when we got the punch of Batman and Nightwing when they got in the argument down in the Batcave, you got the exact same scene from 2 different perspectives in 2 different comics. And if you look at the very least, the art in progress art here from some of this book, you see the exact same scene of the funeral scene from a different perspective of Young Justice and their reactions than you get in the actual Dark Crisis. And I really enjoyed when they did that during some of that New 52 stuff when we had Death of the Family or Death in the Family, whichever one it was, and all that, the Court of Owls stuff, actually, that we'd get 2 different issues with 2 different perspectives on the exact same scenes.
Definitely a payoff for those that are reading everything.
Mm-hmm. But after just 2 items, we are done with Dark Crisis. So we'll see if we get more items from that. We are into Black Adam now. Christopher Priest and Rafa Sandoval. there is no forgiveness for Black Adam. So we are, of course, spinning this up because we got the movie coming out at some point this year. So let's get as much Black Adam going as we can.
None of those covers do much for me. 7 of them. Guess I kind of like the Collie Hamner retro one. It's not bad. Flashpoint Beyond 5. Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought they would really milk the hell out of this Dark Crisis. Is that coming next month?
Yeah, maybe we'll eventually get into some more of the tie-in stuff, but for now, slowly and steady.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do Poison Ivy. We're gonna launch a Poison Ivy book. G. Willow Wilson, Marcio Takara. Ton of covers. It looks like. This is coming out of that Batman backup, so she's going to go from that Batman backup to her own series. Kyle, villain books. You like them, by and large.
When they go dark, I love villain books.
You like villain-led books. Lots of people do not. I really enjoyed the Joker book, but it was basically a Jim Gordon book, not really a Joker book.
Yes, 100%.
So, I mean, we loved Superior Foes.
Magneto on the Marvel side.
We did. Yep, that was another one. So, is this gonna do well? Are you interested? And is this gonna do well by and large?
Like I said, what depends on what G. Willow Wilson does with it, but probably not.
Yeah, I guess we'll know.
Pamela Isley has been a lot of things in her life: a living god, a supervillain, an activist, a scientist, and dead in a new body that she didn't ask for. And with a renewed sense of spirit, Ivy leaves Gotham and sets out to complete her greatest work, a gift of the world that will heal the damage dealt to it by ending humanity. Okay, so it looks like we are going dark. So there's a chance.
I changed my mind. I just saw the Frank Cho cover. Dan Moore. I'm gonna get this. Yep, this is great. Holy smokes!
Dan Moore cover, Frank Cho, Nick Robles, very good covers on this.
Very, very good covers. So yeah, and we'll know by reading the backup in Batman enough. We'll get a sense for what it's going to be. So I think we'll know before it even comes out whether it's going to be for us or not.
There you go. We're into our DC Pride annual book as well here. A one-shot, $10 for
I don't mean to be obtuse,
DC Pride 2022.
How many DC Prides have we had? Haven't we had a few?
What?
Haven't we had multiple DC Prides already?
We had one last year at this exact same time during Pride Month.
Was it last May?
These are things coming out in June. So
it says it's on sale 5/31. It says it's on sale on the 31st.
So the day before June starts. I apologize. That's completely different.
Okay, so June is Pride Month every year.
Correct.
Same time.
So far, yes.
And so after June, there was no Pride Month stuff last year.
There were things, and of course we had probably the most LGBT stuff we've had with DC in forever, with the different things between Robin and his bisexual relationship and Superman or whatever it is, Jonathan Kent and his throughout the year. But June just always is a celebration with covers and their initial issue here. So
maybe it's just the Pride variants. They just continue to do the Pride variants throughout the year. I think maybe that's what I'm getting confused.
Yeah. And then, like I said, this is their annual Pride anthology here. So, looks like there's about 12 writers and 15 artists on it. The normal things here. Some interesting covers here. Looks like there's about a dozen different variants throughout the different books.
And we're going to reissue Snagglepuss.
Yes,
that's a good one.
Yeah, Snagglepuss, I Am Not Starfire. A bunch of neat things, all under the DC Pride backlight.
Yep.
And
so
that leads us right into DC Pride Tim Drake special.
Yeah, what you were just mentioning.
Like I said, yep, his bisexual relationship will take the forefront in this 64-page issue, or $6. Megan Fitzmartin with art by Belen Ortega and Alberto Jimenez Albuquerque. So not Rafael Albuquerque, but Alberto Jimenez Albuquerque.
Okay.
So this looks like it's going to be a big launching point for the future of Tim Drake. Actually, it's retelling, collecting the Tim Drake stories from Urban Legends 4 through 6 and issue 10.
Yeah, so I missed those stories, I guess. And I don't know how I missed those. I thought I was reading, I wasn't reading all the stories in Urban Legends, so that's probably why. Multiversity Teen Justice #1. This is Ivan Cohen and Danny Laurie with art by Marco Failla. Kid Quick, the Future State Flash, and their fellow heroes Supergirl, Robin, Aquagirl, Clarion, the Witch Girl, and Troy take center stage in a miniseries that rocks Earth 11 to its core. Is that 11 or 2?
It's a 6-issue series.
I don't know.
11.
This.
It's Earth 11, yeah.
I don't know this team. I'm not going to read this.
It's a very odd Robin.
Yeah. Flash, the Fastest Man Alive, #3. Kenny Porter and Jason Howard. Not a huge fan of that art, to be honest.
Aquaman and the Flash, Void Song #1. Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly with Vasco Georgiev, whoever his name is. I'm not noticing a lot of these creators and artists I am not familiar with, so I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a who's who.
Yeah, so Aquaman and the Flash, Void Song #1 is a 3-issue series at $7 a piece, prestige format, not Black Label. I don't like that.
Man, if I was DC, I'd have pulled Nightwing up in the first 20 pages. I'd have talked about some of my really good comics that I have, because I am snoozing right now. Earth Prime.
What about DC versus Vampires Killers #1? Matthew Rosenberg on writing and Mike Bowden on art. In the shadows of the new vampire world order, Harley Quinn rules the human underworld in this age of darkness. She has survived by only looking out for herself, but she might have just found the key to saving the world.
What was the other DC versus Vampires that we talked about? There was a DC versus Vampires spinoff that had Robin on the cover, remember?
Yeah.
What was it called? Was it called Killers?
It was not called Killers.
What was it? Hunters. It was called Hunters.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, okay.
Yes. And then the variant cover is an homage cover by Brent Booth and Jonathan Glafen.
What storyline is that? Do you know? Or what is that homaging? Which Batman issue? I can't remember.
Can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But
looks familiar though. Yep, I've seen it. Milestones in History #1. The Dakota universe is built on the shoulders of giants, and it's time for their stories to be told. In this massive, oversized special, a who's who of talent from many disciplines tell the tales of trailblazing Black and African figures throughout every era of humanity, from the realms of literature, aviation, music, dance, military conquest, and more. History of the world in Black history, and this special aims to prove it. Plus, don't miss the shocking final page reveal that points to the future of the Milestone Universe line. Going to be some new characters in here, you think?
Maybe. I was going to say, sounds like they're trying to launch something, so
Yeah.
that might be something to jump into, because I always like seeing some new character launch stuff. They've all been pretty hot lately, because we've seen a lot of heat on first appearance stuff and launching new groups. So you always want to find those.
Season 1, number 2 of Blood Syndicate, Jeff Thorne book.
I completely forgot there was this came out last month. Or it hasn't come out yet, but I don't remember the solicit.
Duo I vaguely remember from last year or last month. Doing the same thing. Batman's Mystery Case book. That's an all-age book. Or less.
Yeah.
Maybe not even all ages. Maybe just young kids.
Yeah. That's one where I think they should put the age they're looking for under here. But yeah, this is definitely a kid book.
Batman Earth 1 Complete Collection. Superman 78 trade. Volume 6 for Batman. And here we go, Kyle.
And now we're into baby comics.
Yep. Here's
38 pages in. We are into
This is our bread and butter. These are our bread and butter comics. And I mean there's some good stuff in here that I'm enjoying. I mean, I'm enjoying Batman Killing Time and Batman the Night and Urban Legends. It's a lot of Bat stuff. I'll give you that. There you go. Batcat 12 finishing up. That's nice to see.
Batman Fortress number 2 has Batman flying a fighter jet. So that's awesome.
World's Finest. I'm not 100% sold on it yet, but I only read the first issue. So
Okay, Drew. Here we go. We have the 12th and final issue of Batman Catwoman 12. We've gone through all this stuff, this climactic, and we don't feature it or do anything. We just let it die with a postage stamp size quad corner in the back of the book.
And then our premiere title, kind of universally lauded as the best DC book, Nightwing, on page 43. The best DC has to offer. I hope you can find it.
Yeah. That is a smashing cover eye. Boy, I love that.
Yeah.
I have to have that.
What do you think of that Rogues cover? If you could see it. I kind of like it.
Rogues has another cover eye. That is, of course, 4 of 4 on Rogues. So this one, of course, it's final issue here of that 4-issue series.
Yeah. I forgot what the little color codes things, like the 2V, 1V, 3V mean. I forget what. Is that like the week it comes out? I don't remember. I've forgotten.
Yeah. Sandman Nightmare Country number 3 is one of the creepiest covers I've ever seen in my entire life, and I wish I hadn't seen that.
Wow, is that a piece of steak in your eye?
Yep, just chewing with the old eyeball.
Chewing with the old
as
eyeball.
you do.
That is gross.
So that is, pretty messed up in that regard.
Yeah, I haven't seen that first issue yet, so that has a chance to be something. It is James Tynion, so I'm kind of hopeful that might be something good. But really, I mean, and I guess I should applaud DC for not milking Dark Crisis too much, not marvelizing Dark Crisis to the point where everything is a Dark Crisis, like they did Fear State, basically,
There you go. And Drew, the 1V means that book has one variant. 2V means that book has 2 variants.
Well, that's pretty
so
simple.
on and so forth.
I don't know why I can't remember that. That's pretty sad that I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, look, I mean, like Batman number 124 is just a Batman issue.
Correct.
And it is on page 3, where it should be, because it's the pride of the.
It's Batman.
It's Batman. Yeah. It's one of their better titles. Nightwing,
flagship title.
Nightwing, on everyone's best of lists last year, continues to be
93 issues,
critically acclaimed. Exclusive locked up writer Tom Taylor. Why is it not page 3 or 4? Why is it not up here? I do not get it. I do not get it. It is good. It sells well, and it's one of your best.
Yes.
Oh my God! I don't. Doesn't make any sense. Somebody doesn't like the character. Somebody at DC doesn't like it.
How can that? I refuse to believe that.
I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I mean, I don't know. But again, I am surprised.
It seems a misstep, yeah,
that we don't have any more tie-ins to Dark Crisis. I'm pleasantly surprised that we're not doing a lot of tie-ins. In and out, 7 issues, maybe a spin-off or 2. I like it. But it makes it easier to ignore, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, it's just over there in this little pocket. I don't have to do it. It's not really tied into anything. I don't have to read it. So we'll see. But we do want to see how they... I think we want to see how they bring all those characters back that are dead.
100%.
I'm assuming that's
what do you
happen.
mean bring them back? How dare you?
I assume that's what's going to happen. Will it make any sense? Probably not, but it's comics.
Probably not.
Anything else in DC
has
that...
a lot of cool things, yeah.
Anything else in DC
a lot of cool things
that's
to offer.
Like... No?
Nothing that jumps out of the page more than the initial stuff. Like we were both saying, a nice easy blend into their Dark Crisis, so that should be cool.
Yeah. All right, DC. Underwhelming. We were excited to get to you, and not we're not super happy about it. Well, there's always next month.
This is very true.
Kyle, our normal source for our cover price top 10 and runners up is not updated their page yet. So thank goodness we are cover price subscribers and we got our nice little email. So let's go over there and see what's going on in the eBay world.
The eBay world. Let's see what's going over with our good friends at Cover Price on the secondary market. We look at their top 10. Let's count down to 1. Let's start with number 10. And we, of course, have Thor, number 1 from 2014. This is, of course, our Jane Foster Thor. You and I were pretty big into this. We purchased quite a few issues of this. The first ongoing issue featuring a female Thor, later revealed to be Jane Foster. Spoiler alert from, 9 years ago. It's picking up steam as we get closer to Thor, Love and Thunder, and we should get a trailer anytime soon. We racked up 14 copies on the old eBays. A CGC 9.8 going for $330. Drew, did you ever think of CGCing this?
Maybe back when you could actually, CGC something and get it back in a couple of weeks. Sure. Not now. I don't want to do that thing anymore.
Yeah, I remember the numbers were pretty high. It was a very, very popular book. At Reg 9, we have Star Wars Darth Vader number 6 from 2017. The Inquisitors and the Grand Inquisitors, whose first appearance are in Star Wars Darth Vader number 6, was already on fire before their appearance in the Disney Plus Kenobi trailer, thanks to speculation and rumors. With their official confirmation, this first appearance is still hot, moving 22 copies on the secondary market. 82% increase in sales and $490, almost $500 for CGC 9.8. This also brings back Star Wars number 2 from 1977, the Marvel published Star Wars book. With Obi-Wan getting more attention, his first appearance is picking back up. Last week, we tracked 16 copies, 116% increase with a high sale of $1,920 for CGC 9.8. Keep in mind, this is nearly half of the all-time high of $3,700 from March 2021 during the craziness. At rank 7, we have JLA Avengers Hero Initiative trade paperback. The recent health concerns around George Perez have spotlighted the need for us as a community to contribute to vital organizations like the Heroes Initiative. The Hero Initiative was created as a charity dedicated to helping comic book creators in medical or financial need. George Perez, a founding board member himself, is an example of a comic book creator that this charity would directly benefit from. Marvel and DC came back together to reprint this classic crossover in a trade paperback limited to 7,000 copies, initially only costing $30. It's the first official trade paperback to make it in our top 10 with 16 copies, though about 60 came in after we generated this report after adjusting the search parameters. High sale of $535 for a raw copy. However, the fair market value is currently trending towards about $250. We implore you to consider donating a portion of those profits to the Heroes Initiative for those selling their copies and reselling their copies. The intention of this book was to benefit the charity rather than create a rare exclusive with aftermarket value. If we can work together to share these aftermarket sales, this limited trade paperback will be an even more significant success by increasing those initial funds raised and giving directly back to the creators who we love. Sorry, I felt the need to read the whole blurb on that one because I thought it was very well written.
Yeah. And that's kind of my feeling, right? I feel that same way.
Drew talked about that a way. It's kind of an odd thing to scalp a bunch of, charitable things and hog the money for yourself, but I absolutely support reselling them and then kicking back more to charity and then flipping that again and kicking back more to charity and just creating something we can all, even as quote-unquote evil flippers and aftermarket people, something we can be proud of. At rank 6, we have Batman number 28 from 2014 per deadline regarding CW's Gotham Knights. Fallon Smythe plays Harper Row, described as a streetwise, acerbic, and often underestimated. The blue-haired bisexual is a gifted engineer who can fix anything. What Harper wants most of all is to repair the broken lives of her and her brother Cullen, the only person she trusts. Harper Row's first appearance is in Batman number 7 from the New 52. However, Harper's first appearance as Bluebird is in this issue, number 28.
Was she bisexual back then, in 2012?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Yes.
Okay.
We didn't get into it right away, but I think the character was always written that way, or at least it seemed to me.
Okay.
So, 21 copies moved, CGC 9.8 going for $155. I actually always liked Bluebird.
Yep, me too.
At rank 5, Catwoman 41, the Saizomiyaki 1 in 25. Saizomiyaki is quickly growing in popularity, with almost every variant of hers catching fire. While this cover is a little more reserved value-wise compared to issues 39 and 40, we still moved 27 copies with a 7-day trend of 83%, a high sale of $50 for that raw copy, so double the variant ratio. At rank 4, we have New Avengers number 7 for 2005. As noted, the Illuminati's live-action appearance seems to be highly likely in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Their first appearance keeps making their way back into the top 10. This week it returns to the list with 22 copies moved and a high sale of $495 for a CGC 9.8. Raw copies hovering just above $50. At rank 3, Amazing Spider-Man 265. It is rumored that actor Christopher Abbott will be playing the Foreigner in Sony's Craven films. In the comic, the Foreigner was formerly married to Silver Sable, and this connection has allowed speculators to believe that Silver Sable may also appear in the film. Her first appearance is in this issue and moved 22 copies, $598.88 for CGC 9.8. And at rank 2, Captain Carter #1, the animation variant 1 in 25. This what if animated variant of Captain Carter #1 is hanging in there with a high sale of $92.48 for a raw copy and trending with about a fair market value of $65. We tracked 30 copies moved over the last trip. So odd. And rank #1 from 2014, Miss Marvel #5. As noted, the Miss Marvel Disney Plus trailer was finally released last week. While most were upset over the significant changes in her powers, there are still enough for fans to get excited about. The trailer is tied to specific moments and covers, like this issue, that shows directly match the cover image with a scene that we see from the show. In addition, these issues also feature Kamala's origin and her first official costume. Kamala's key issues are some of the most expensive modern comics, and this issue was very affordable at a fair market value of about $20. The keyword was affordable. Now it's floating closer to $48. 37 moving on the 7-year market, and a CGC 9.4 over $100 already.
Kyle, what do you think about that trend of when shows replicate scenes from comic covers? That spikes.
I absolutely love it.
I do too.
There are so many shows that don't give a lick about the comics.
Yeah.
And to just at the very least give a little jelly bean to follow.
Yeah.
That, hey, we know what a comic book is. And we want to shout out to you guys. Makes me feel like that little exclusive club, a little flutter in the heart. And I absolutely love recreated things where I see that they see comic books and they respect them.
Yeah, let's do more of those. We like that. That's cool. We just need more iconic covers to replicate.
100%.
At rank 11, Ms. Marvel #1 from 2014. This one sold just 10 copies, but had a high sale of $310 for a CGC 98. Number 12, Ultimate Fallout #4, the Miles Morales book. Continues to sell well, $3,300 for a CGC 98, 12 copies sold. At rank 13, The Incredible Hulk 234 from 1979. In the new trailer for Ms. Marvel, the Embiggen power is shifting to what looks like quantum bands. I don't know about that. I saw the trailer and it just looked like just a different way to show that happening. This spurred plenty of online debate and speculation, leave many to believe that Quasar may have close ties to Kamala and possibly even appear in the series. That's a stretch. But this spec helped move 10 copies, a high sale of $255. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Rank 14, we have Timeless #1, the third print. And this is on the right-hand side of this third print. A female Black Panther with white hair is featured. This could be an alternate reality version of Storm and T'Challa's daughter. No confirmation, but 22 copies moved and a high sale of $15 for a raw. At rank 15, DC's Very Merry Multiverse #1. A first appearance of Kid Quick, the future state Flash. And this has moved 15 copies with a high sale of $79 for a CGC 98. Yeah, it's not much. At rank 16, New Avengers.
Drew is not impressed.
I am not impressed. The CGC only bringing $79. Illuminati #1 from 2006, the New Avengers book. 13 copies moving based on the Doctor Strange heat. And a high sale of $95 for a CGC 96. At rank 17, Venom Lethal Protector #1 from 93. This is moving 22 copies with a high sale of $175 for a CGC 98. That I'm impressed with because that was a quarter book. Mm-hmm. At rank 18, we have Spawn #9, Angela. And this is 11 copies sold with a high sale of $180 for a CGC 98. All my copies are gone. At rank 19, Marvel Comics presents 72 from 1991. Let's see. At Wolverine is a character fans are desperate to hear about when he'll appear in the MCU. Very anticipated. And this is a key book, Wolverine key book, increasing fast. This Origin series sold 11 copies with a high sale of $400 for C2C98. So what's the reason? Why is it hot? Because there's anticipation? Okay. At rank 20, we have King Conan number 3 from 2022. This is the supernatural princess Matoka, which is known to be the actual name of Pocahontas. This has been pulled and edited for future editions, so this one, the only way it'll exist is in these. So, of course, people snapped them up. 25 copies were sold with a high sale of $28 for a raw. There you go.
Not too shabby. Lots of cool books.
Yep. Let's FOC this puppy.
Alrighty, FOC is our fine loader cutoff. We talked about our good friends at Kowabunga earlier in the podcast, and of course that's where we get this wonderfully curated list of items that we can add to our orders, modify, sometimes get some last minute art, and check out our discounts to do. So we will crawl through that and see if there's anything that Drew and I think we need to make sure we get on our order, because we do not want to miss out. Let's start with some of our DC items.
It is cool you can still get the Dark Crisis Free Comic Book Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool that you still have the ability to add that, even though it's really in May. So that's cool.
And we talked about the heat on those 1 in 25 Catwoman book from Sozo Miyake. 42 having a wonderful Sozo Miyake variant as well on that one. So if you're into collecting those, like we said, there's been great heat on 39, 40, and 41. So, it seems like we'll be fine with 42 too, and it is a wonderful cover.
Yeah, shiny latex. I mean, I still prefer the Jenny Frizen cardstock lacy under things versus the shiny latex, and it's only $1 more for the cardstock versus whatever you got to pay for 1 in 25. So, I guess
you always go for lacy over shiny.
In my lingerie appreciation. Whoa. Yes, lacy versus shiny latex. That's my preference. Gotcha. Now you know.
Really, really good Nightwing 91 covers. Continuing to knock it out of the park there.
I haven't got there yet. Which one are we looking at? Oh, you like them all?
Yep. Cover A is cool. It's very simple. Jamal Campbell cover's great. And probably won't reach for the 1 in 25, but it's adorable.
Yeah.
You're going to have to give me something more than him playing with a dog, but that's just me.
Both Robin covers are pretty good. I dig them. Doing some stylized stuff with that, and that's kind of neat. Kind of a neat design choice that they're doing, and I think it's collectible.
Yep. Refrigerator Full of Heads continues to be pretty cool. This is the 6th of the 6th issue for Refrigerator Full of Heads. So, if you've got any inkling for that, pick up this next one.
Yeah, I really like that Jenny Frizen Catwoman. That's really nice. We head over to Image. See what they're doing this time around. Little Ice Cream Man.
Good Asian is... Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Good Asian finishing up 10 of 10. You were really enjoying this one, so...
I was. I think they stretched it out a little bit, but it's still good, and but I think it's time. Definitely. I think 7, 8 issues would have done it.
There you go. A lot of things ending in Image if you look at it. Good Asian, 10 of 10. Girl Scout Stone Ghost, 6 of 6. What was the other one? Knighted, 5 of 5. So a lot of things coming to an end in Image. So, or I'm sorry, Knighted was AMA. But still, a couple things coming to an end for Image.
Yeah. Dark Horse gives us Collector Unit 731, number 1. Will Conrad, Rod Montero. A man can go by many names. When someone has been around as long as Michael, he can gain more than just a few aliases. Interesting.
Yeah, the Collector.
Do you think it's called the Collector and Unit 731?
If you look at the actual cover, it's the Collector, Unit 731.
Okay. Second issue of We Have Demons. Tons of crazy covers. Straight off of a Molly Hatchet album.
But you can get it in foil.
Yeah,
that's true. We have Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. I mean,
yeah, true. Marvel's given us an Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 1 facsimile. That's the $8 one we discussed during pre-order cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on the fence about spending $8 on a facsimile, and I still don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You passing?
I'm skipping this one. I don't know any, phenomenal stories that came out of that annual. As far as for me, it's always been a grail that I will not attain. But annual one has never been something I even ever really wanted.
Yeah. I mean, I'd take it, but I wouldn't seek it out. Yeah. Let's see, we've got Hulk versus Banner. Hulk versus Thor. Banner War Alpha number 1. What's going on there?
Say that 3 times fast.
Hulk versus Thor. Banner War Alpha number 1. Donny Cates can't just write the damn series. Nope. We got to do some kind of offshoot. Just write the series and just write that series. You don't need to do something else. Lord. It's like the King in Black and Venom thing, right?
Yep.
And it'll probably go crazy. So I should not poo-poo it.
One thing, Drew, I know you're looking forward to. Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a standard, we have a standard variant, we have a 1 in 25, and we have a 1 in 50 variant of these Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood from Marvel.
Yep. I'm excited about that. That's really cool. Going to be fun. And really that
very
makes
cool covers. Very neat.
Multiple Moon Knights coming out.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
We got a TV show coming out.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday, if I'm correct.
Yeah. 30th, right?
And multiple Moon. Yep. No. The one after that. Maybe. I don't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's a Wednesday drop or Thursday drop?
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, so it's the 30th.
Yep, the 30th. So Wednesday. Yep. New Mutants 25 getting a couple Art Germ covers that
and Dan Panosian and holy smokes.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. Han versus Greedo on the cover of Star Wars Han Solo Chewbacca number 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Han shot first, right?
That's right.
Thor 24. I'll be looking forward to seeing what direction that goes in after the Hammer storyline and finished up.
After the God of Hammers.
Mm-hmm. Getting some more patch. Anything from Dynamite? Come on, Dynamite. Come on, baby. Give me. Anything for you, Kyle? Nothing for me in there.
Nothing. I was going to say, I'm just scrolling on down. Nothing new from Aftershock.
I checked in on a Faithless. Woo! Steamy.
Hey.
Animal Castle. You heard anything good about that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I haven't heard much either. Some of these I just had to skip. I just wasn't getting through my stacks, and I was just like, I can't add any more number ones. And I'm just hoping that some of the good stuff will get chatted up enough that I can circle back around to it in trade. Here's Corollary from Source Point Press, Adam Rose and Robert Ahmad.
Very odd cover on that one.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit the... I don't know. It's like a twin story, I guess. Andromeda's twin loses her life in a far-off military battle, and Captain Andromeda herself does not die. Yeah.
Meh.
And I know it's unfair, and I shouldn't do it, but I tend to try Big Two, new series more, and of course Image, new series more than back half, and I wish I didn't do that. But I can only read 15 to 20 books a week. Really can't fit any more in. There's that Knighted you were talking about. It is finished up.
Yeah.
That's one I missed.
What was that, AWA?
AWA, and I've never read anything bad at AWA, so I really shouldn't have skipped that one. It's something I should circle back around, because I've heard good things about Knighted. American Mythology's giving us The Grunch. Welcome to the Brotherhood, #1.
Yeah, I clicked on that one. I wasn't sure what was going on there still.
Yeah, I still don't understand. God, you got any no-brainers in here where you're just like, it's obviously going to be this one?
Now, from Behemoth Comics, we have Vermilion Zero issue as well. Very racy cover,
I think I'm going to be putting my money where my lacy underthings are, and I'm going to go with Catwoman's 42, the Jenny Frison cardstock cover.
There we go. And just for you, I'm going with Moon Knight Black, White, and Blood #1.
Aw,
cover
that's
A.
nice. That's nice.
It is a beautiful cover. It is a nice little short story, and it will be the most accessible for people that are checking out the show and then running directly into their comic book shop.
Yeah, looking for a #1. Yeah, yeah. That's probably what I should have picked. But too late now.
And at a $4.99 price point, it's perfect for LCS. Just be like, hey, snag this up, try it out. Just tell me what you think.
Yeah, they make an extra buck on it. Very nice.
All right, Drew, we have looked at what we need to order, but we love looking at the secondary market and what things are going through. So we've talked about our good friends at the Hot 10 and all that fun stuff. But let's head on over to our good friends at comicbookinvest.com and look at their Hot 10 and see what they think about the secondary market. And we're going to start with their #1 book, Nova, #1.
Wow.
By Marv Wolfman and John Buscema. A 9.2 is going for $320. A 9.6 for $740, and a 9.8 for $2,700. Nova, in some fashion, has been confirmed. Will it be Richard Rider, Sam Alexander? Let the debate begin, but I'm sure that the uncertainty of which character is probably holding both of them back somewhat. Maybe they will just go ahead and do both of them. Who knows? An odd one here, rank 2, New Avengers, number 40 from 2008, a Bendis book. If you are to believe some random person on Twitter, which it appears that some people are, Emilia Clarke will be Veranke, Veranke. This book and the second print moved up this week. This one is up to around $40 to $50, and the second print is over $125 already.
Now, if you were betting man on the Nova thing, are you team Richard Rider or team Sam Alexander?
Oh, probably Rider. But
yeah, I didn't read any of the Rider stuff, so I like the kid origin, but I don't think it's. I liked it a lot, but I don't know if that would be the one they would go with a kid being Nova, right?
I don't know. Maybe they are. They've been heading more towards Young Avengers stuff lately, but who knows?
Yeah, that's true. We'll see.
At rank 3, we have Marvel .1, number 1. Raw copies moved from $15 to $20 up to around $50. Surprisingly, 9.8 copies are steady around $400, although that price was probably high before and is now catching the market is catching up. This is the first Sam Alexander here, and is the same question as we had when we did the number 1. Which character will it be? Where do we put our money? And at rank 4, we have Voltron, number 1. All indications are that there will be a live-action Voltron movie. All $400 for 9.8 copies were scooped up and has already raised over $600 for 9.8. Raws went from $25 to $30 to around $100. We are all kids of the 80s. Are we excited for this?
No.
At rank 5, Superior Spider-Man number 17, the J.G. Jones 1 in 50. Up to $450 for a raw and $1,000 for a 9.8. Not going to criticize this one. It is a gorgeous cover. May be super overpriced, but there aren't a lot of these available. I only note 2 on eBay as of writing this. Yeah, deep into the Superior run to do a 1 in 50 for that's pretty crazy. At rank 6, Punisher number 1, the Tyler Kirkham variant. $40 for the trade dress, $60 for the Virgin. Not really feeling this, especially with the goofy Punisher logo. Completely agree. I hate the logo. At rank 7, we have Miss Marvel number 5. Last week's number 1 continues up in price, although it may be at the peak now at around $45 to $50. Unless this turns into an iconic moment in the show, we don't see how this one will have any long-term power. But a very cool cover. At rank 8, we have Morbius, the Living Vampire number 1. This straight-up early 90s overprinted book that you should be able to find anywhere is $200 for CGC 9.8 and over $20 for raw copies. Wouldn't say that we're excited for this movie, but I am intrigued and I hope it does well. Based on print run alone, I don't understand how this one is garnering any attention. Mystic Arcana number 1 Mystic Arcana Magic number 1, doubling in price up to $40. This pseudo first appearance of Amut is getting some love as people begin to try and speculate on what will play out in Moon Knight. This one falls in the tread likely category for sure. And at rank 10, Panorama of Hell graphic novel. 3 different copies of this manga graphic novel sold this week, each progressively more expensive, all the way up to $300. This story is an aftermath tale of Hiroshima. This cover is disgusting.
Yeah.
And honorable mentions, We Live number 1, the silver medal variant, limited to 200. Don't mind the second and third print, but I don't know about the store exclusive ones that come out long after this issue. Anyway, this is now $200 for a Raw for this silver medal variant. Kerry Drake, Detective Cases number 5 is the other honorable mention. A 6.0 went for $2,300, double of what it hit just last year. The rope to crossbow contraption seems unnecessary. I think the female is wondering the same thing. Just goes to show that these bondage covers are universally sought out. Usually by Drew.
Is she wearing a lacy underthing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she went for leather. I apologize. All right, Drew, this is the point of the podcast where we talk about our sneak peek at next week. Let's head on over and see what's coming up in next week or in the next few days in all reality. Start with our DC offerings and see what's coming out on the 29th. Talked about all these FaZe Clan number 1s that we don't know enough about to really care about.
Yeah. Not our thing. Batman Beyond the White Knight is Sean Murphy. I think that's been played out.
Mm-hmm.
Batman One Dark Knight seems delayed, but maybe not. Seems like it's been a while since the first issue to me.
Yeah.
We're halfway through DC versus Vampires.
Cool covers, that's for darn sure.
Really cool covers, yeah. We're going to Shadow War Alpha this Batman event-ish. Hearing anything good on War for Earth 3? I skipped that one.
No idea on that one. Yeah, it's on its second of 2, so only a 2-issue series, so easy to get in, read the whole thing, and get out. But I don't know enough about it, unfortunately.
Well, over at Image, we've got Astro City. That was then. I'm super excited for this to come back. Got a lot of cool ass covers, man. With a lot of homages from some of the greatest covers in Image history. Cool stuff there.
Yep, we like a lot of them. We like the Wicked and Divine, Sex Criminals.
Yep, we like a lot of them.
Homages.
Newburn number 5 continues to be a good read. Righteous Thirst for Vengeance number 6, another fantastic read. Loving it.
Zombies versus Robots, classic number 1. You can jump on right here for this 4-issue series.
It's black and white,
in
right?
Print for the first time in over a decade. I think so.
Yeah. Dark Horse gives us Apex Legends Overtime, 4 of 4, finishing that up. And Orville? Trade. Oh, it's a trade, okay. It's like, oh, is there a new
Apex Legends is the shooting video game that my son seems to enjoy.
Oh, very cool. I watched your son play the new Fortnite for a while, and he's really getting good.
Yeah, a little. His father lets him play a little too much, unfortunately.
Yeah, he knows like the game inside and out, and it was amazing to watch.
If only his powers could be used for good. We're not getting the Kevin Eastman cover, but we do know we will be getting a Venus cover for TMNT ongoing.
What do you mean? For the annual? The annual is that we can see the annual.
So, yep. And then if we look at actual 127,
127,
you get our cover B.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man hitting 93. Almost time to reboot.
Heard good things about Ghost Rider.
I liked that first issue. I did. Dark Ages finishes. I gotta believe that was not always going to be a 6-issue. I just can't. I can't imagine it was always the plan.
A little premature pulling of the plug, if you will.
Yeah.
I pointed it out at FOC and other things, but this Hulk Grand Design monster #1, this Ed Pisker variant, that's the homage. I still think that's going to be pretty doggone big.
Yeah, we enjoyed it during the FOC too, and it looks really, really good. Excited for that one.
Yeah.
And is Immortal X-Men #1 do anything for you?
It's an interesting looking book.
Yeah.
I do like the cover A, the Last Supper cover, if you will.
Silk's pretty good covers.
Yeah, I like the In-Hook Lee cover the most.
Is that the ratio?
No, just the cover B.
Oh, no. Oh, nice.
That's the Carnage Forever variant.
Oh, okay. And X-Men Unlimited Latitude gets a #1 issue.
Very cool.
Dynamite gives me nothing. Boom gives me a lot of Buffy for the 25th anniversary #1 issue, and a Scooby and the Gang photo variant, which I kind of like.
Zoinks.
I kind of like that 25th anniversary group shot cover, which is probably something for everybody that's a fan of the show on it. Something is Killing the Children gave me a bloody die cut. Could be interesting.
That is definitely interesting. Is yours bloody or not bloody?
Well, you gotta go bloody, right?
Okay, that's what I figured. I just want to double check.
Yeah, you gotta go bloody. As we scooch down to the back half. What do we see? Cities of Magic #1 from Scout. Jacob Free and Will Tempest. Once upon a time in Old York, a gun-toting drifter wanders into Old York City looking for something no one's ever seen before. Okay. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Darkstalkers #1 from Udon Entertainment.
Darkstalkers.
Headset #1 in the beginning. That is an all-AG YA book, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Men Isle of Terror from American Mythology. First issue. Some interesting covers there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Drawn and Quarterly gives us Mr. Colostomy. That's your nickname, wasn't it?
That is definitely not.
No, not your nickname. Keen Spot's also given us Kintara Stone #1.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And it looks like a Moon Knight ripoff on the cover.
Yeah.
I think. Well, there's Willy's Wonderland. I don't know if that's going to do anything for you. Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be it.
I will be passing on Willy's Wonderland. All right, Drew, this is the point of the podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. What's the one book that you think is going to have a little bit of value? So you got to run in and make sure you snag it up.
I think I'm going to go... Astro City's coming back after 3 years. I think there's going to be some new characters in there. And I think it's time to jump on those and see if they get optioned. So I'm going to go with Astro Cities.
I like it. And I'm going to stick with my Hulk Grand Designs monster number 1, the Ed Piskor variant. Just because I think it's a cool homage and will be highly sought after compared to some other things.
It is a beaut. Agreed.
Yep. I want to thank you guys for tagging along with Drew and myself. Thank you for going through our adventure into our sneak peek at next week and all the fun stuff coming out soon. Head on over to Patreon, search Comics for Fun and Profit, and find us. Be part of our community, part of our Slack channel, part of all of our conversations, and part of our secondary market stuff, all that fun stuff. We appreciate you. So for Drew and for myself, see ya.